On the very first day, this teacher found a student standing inside a trash can. When he asked why, the boy said, "The teacher says I'm garbage and can't learn anything, so she made me stand in the trash can." Hearing this, the new teacher told the boy his name and asked, "What's my name?" The boy replied, "Mr. Clark." The teacher smiled and said, "See, you just learned something. That means you're not garbage anymore." This was the same teacher who had once turned a small village school into the best in the city. But now, he had come to New York. Here, schools would slam the door on him, calling him just a village teacher. Eventually, he got a job at one school. But he deliberately chose the class that was known as the most notorious class in New York, a class that had made many teachers cry and run away year after year. On the very first day, the students gave him hell. No one listened to him, all under the command of the class leader, Shamika. After class, when he stepped outside, he found his car splashed with paint as a joke. The next day, Mr. Clark used that same paint to color the entire class and said, "This is how you make proper use of paint." But the kids weren't impressed. Mr. Clark made some rules. No one followed them. When they found the lunchroom door closed, the students had no choice but to line up. Shamika tried to cut the line, but Clark said, "If one person breaks the rule, everyone will be punished. No one will have lunch today." Shamika had to step back into her place. Clark thought things might finally start to change, but the very next day, the kids wrecked the entire classroom. They wrote curse words on the walls. No one did their homework. Clark finally lost his patience. For the first time, he yelled at the class. The room fell silent. Clark himself was shocked by what he had done. He quietly walked out of the class. His spirit was broken. But the next day, when the principal entered the class with a new teacher, he saw that Clark was already sitting there, and on his desk were 20 bottles of milk. Clark told the students, "For every minute you study quietly, I will drink 1 bottle of milk until I throw up." Tempted by the idea of watching their teacher vomit, the mischievous students sat down and studied quietly for the first time in their lives. Anyone who tried to act out was silenced by the others. Time passed, the milk bottles emptied, and the blackboard filled up with knowledge. When the last bottle was gone, New York's worst class had finally learned its first lesson. Clark faked throwing up, and the entire class burst into laughter. After that, he jumped rope with the kids. He turned tough history lessons into rap songs. He even went to Shamika's house to take care of her little brothers so she could have time to study. But in trying to connect with the kids, Clark fell seriously ill. One day, he collapsed right there in class. He was diagnosed with pneumonia. The doctor ordered him to rest for 2 weeks, but even from the hospital, Clark sent video recordings for his class. When the principal peeked into the classroom, he was shocked. The same troublemaker kids were now studying with full dedication, without a teacher. When Clark returned, there was only 1 week left until the final exam. He told the students, "This isn't just a test, it's your chance to change your life." The exams came, and when the results were announced, it was nothing short of a miracle. Every single student passed, and their class scored the highest in the entire school. One stubborn teacher, with his unique thinking, had changed the lives of those children whom the world had written off as trash.